afternoon. We're going to go ahead and get ready here in a second. Just wanted to make sure I am completely prepared. Welcome to today's live stream. I want to see if we're sounding good because that means that everything will be good. See here what we got here. 3, 2, 1. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So it's doing the webcam right now. Let me go ahead and do the other one. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Excellent. I think I like it. It's gonna be like this moving forward. Let's see if I can push it up a little higher. Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check. Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Maybe a little hot. Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, big news, and you need to pay attention to this one because I'm about to share what I'm about to share could seriously reshape real estate, the stock market, and mortgage opportunities going forward in 2026. There's a proposal being talked about right now. People are calling it MAGA 2.0 or Stimulus 2.0. And whether you love or hate Trump, the market doesn't care. For money, real estate, and market standpoint, this might be one of the most aggressive pro-asset bills we've seen in years. And when I say pro-asset, I mean real estate, stocks, business owners, and homeowners. This isn't hype. This isn't TikTok noise. This proposal is going to be discussed as a bill that could pass through budget reconciliation, meaning that it won't even need 60 Senate votes. So today I'm going to break down what in simple terms, why, and tell you why. As someone in real estate and mortgages, I'm watching this very, very closely. Okay, so number one is the down payments program. One of the first things discussed is basically a new down payment style program similar to FHA. The idea is to make it easier for buyers to get into homes with zero to low possibility of down payment, while still keeping the ability to repay rules in place. So down payment really doesn't matter as much as if they can repay the loan. So in the government's eyes, they can insure this property and do a limited down payment or no down payment for these loans, so that way they could provide an easier pathway to housing for FHA-like borrowers. FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, already does 3.5% low down payment terms. This would probably effectively bring it to zero. The translation is more buyers qualify, more transaction, more demand for housing. What happens when demand for housing goes up? Prices rise. So anyone who owns a home or who's investing in homes or who owns homes are going to see value increase. And whether you like it or not, more demand almost always supports higher home values. Number two, mortgage portability. This is huge. They're talking about expanding mortgage profitability, meaning homeowners could potentially move and transfer their existing low interest rate to a new property, subject to appraisal. So imagine someone with a 2.7% or 3% not being trapped anymore. What does that do? It unlocks sellers. It increases inventory, creates move up buyers, and massively benefits second mortgage and HELOC markets. From a mortgage perspective, this is a game changer. Eliminating capital gains is number 3. They're eliminating capital gains and certain home sales. There's also a discussion about eliminating capital gain taxes in specific situations like selling to first-time home buyers or to tenants. If you're an investor out there and you can't get out of your current investment without paying large capital gains tax, if you were to sell it to your tenant, you would be exempt of capital gains tax to that property. This is major for people who don't want to sell, but who want to sell but don't want to pay those high taxes. This encourages investors to sell, increasing the volume of homes into the market, more starter homes hitting the market, and more tenant to owner opportunities, which means more transactions, more mobility, more deals. Realtors get excited. If this bill passes with this on it, you're going to see lots and lots of more volume in the market. Part 2, construction, renovation, and supply. Number 4 is streamlining the permitting process. They're talking about fast tracking permits. If you ever try to build or remodel, you already know how powerful that is. Faster permits, more building, more rehabs, more supply, more real estate job. That's extremely bullish for construction and development and renovation real estate. For us, it would be renovation loans, whether that be hard money, 203K. However, however we get into those red tape issues, they're going to essentially cut that tape. Number 5, new tax-free accounts for home upgrades and disaster mitigation. There's even a proposal for new tax advantage accounts that could be used for home mitigation, disaster recovery, and possibly renovations, which could open the door for people to remodel their homes, add ADUs, upgrade properties, and finance improvements tax efficiently. That fuels property values and trades. Part 3, stocks, investors, and wealth. So number 6 would be ending the taxation of inflation. This is one of the investors are. This is one where investors are really they're really paying attention to this. The idea is that when you sell assets in real estate, business, or stocks, you would be taxed on the proportion of the gain that was purely inflation. That means lower effective capital gains, stronger incentive to buy and hold, and higher real returns on assets, which is why people are calling this extremely bullish for stocks and real estate. And this is why I'm bringing it to you, because this is so important for us to wrap our heads around, because it's coming. If it's already on a bill that's going to be promoted, and we don't have a we have a side of the we have rather the Republicans who are in the homes, what do you call it? Who are in the Senate, the House, and the presidency. They have this reconciliation pretty much in lock. So us knowing about this happening is going to support us to understand what's coming down the pipe and what is possible. So number 7 is home saving accounts. They're also talking about creating home savings style accounts where people could contribute money tax-free that must eventually be used for housing. What do people usually invest those funds in while they grow? The stock market. So you get double the effect, more money flowing into markets, more future home buyers created. You can see why being in the real estate business, this is very exciting. Part 4, business, jobs, economic stimulus. Number 8, expanded hiring and apprenticeship tax credits. There are major tax credits discussed for businesses hiring workers, apprenticeships, trade training, and people starting businesses. So businesses hiring workers, I mean, that's a no-brainer. People are always hiring workers, but which type of workers? If you in this bill, they're speaking of unemployed workers. So if you were to, let's say, separate from your current job, or if you were laid off from your current job and then you went on unemployment, and it's important to apply for unemployment so that way when you do apply to your next job and they know that you were on unemployment, they will receive a tax credit by hiring you. So this is an incentive for businesses to hire second chance people who are, maybe rehabilitated from penitentiaries or other state issues, and as well as people who are in the unemployment bucket that will allow them to qualify. And that stimulates employment, small business growth, skilled labor, and consumer confidence. And a strong employment always supports real estate. Okay, they got to be able to pay back their loans. They got to be able to purchase a home. And what helps them with that is definitely good employment. Number 9, work opportunity tax credit expansion. This would incentivize hiring across multiple demographics, including people coming off of employment or entering into the workforce. More people working, more qualified buyers. I know I went into that a little just earlier, but I got a little ahead of myself. Okay. Number 10, estate tax repeal. They're talking about repealing the federal estate tax, which heavily impacts high net worth families and generational wealth planning. Whether you agree or not, that type of policy is extremely pro-asset and pro-investment. It's very common that people put their assets into a trust to protect them from taxes and to be able to bequeath it to their children much easier. This is getting rid of that, essentially making this less, making it less realistic to use. I'm brain farting the term on there, but less relevant to use. But if you get those non-revocable trusts, they are still useful in other ways. But essentially, this makes it so that the tax benefit for that is probably not as significant. Now, when stacking all of this together, we're seeing that it's going to be easier buying, easier selling, renovation incentives, construction growth, asset-friendly tax treatment, market liquidity, workforce stimulus. You can understand why analysts are calling this one of the most bullish proposals for real estate, stocks, and business owners in years. This doesn't mean it all passes. This doesn't mean timelines are guaranteed. But as someone who lives inside the housing finance every day, this is absolutely something to pay attention to. Rates, don't just watch the head money flow, watch incentives, because incentives shape the markets. If you're a homeowner, investor, realtor, or trying to buy or trying to position yourself into the right for the next cycle, this kind of information matters. If you want breakdowns like this, marketing strategy, or real mortgage game plans, drop a comment, shoot me a message, or follow me on my Mortgage Master pages, because opportunity doesn't disappear. It just changes shape. So if you happen to be a loan officer out there who is looking to have mentorship, who wants to have accountability, who wants to learn and grow, we have 2 ways to do that. You can either join my brokerage if you have your LO license and your DRE California real estate license, or if you want to keep your current brokerage and work there, you can always join me at school. This is my school over here, the Mortgage Master, and we are looking to build as many Mortgage Masters out there. Have people join my brokerage as much as we can, because there's a new real estate cycle coming, and I want you to be prepared for it. I want you to grow in 2026. If you don't have any hooks in the ocean, when the fish come, you're not going to pull any fish, right? So we're going to put as many hooks as possible out there. We're going live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, whatever, and also cross-posting all over the internet. So that way we can get as many hooks out there to support our LOs, to support our realtors, to grow in 2026 and make this a year that we could have never dreamed of. My name is Isaac Rajeda. I'm the Mortgage Master. Reach out to me for anything, anytime. Love you guys.